Hey guys, it's me, your host Super Sorrel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So, I'm here today to talk about the 31 Nights of Horror. This is going to be my 31 movies in 31 days series this year, and I am so excited for this one. I have curated a list of movies that I think most people will enjoy and want to watch along. If you do want to watch along, there will be a list in the description that you can download or wherever or take, and then you can follow along because I've put on what nights I'm going to be watching, what movie. I'm going to run through each of the list starting on the 1st of October. We're going to run through the list right up to Halloween, and it's going to be a fun, like, watch-along series. So I hope you guys want to tune in and join along. It'll be like a virtual movie club. I'm really excited about this. So let's jump in with night one. So the first movie I chose on the list was Creepshow. I thought that would be a great starter movie to get us into the Halloween spirit. Creepshow is an awesome movie, and it's been a long time since I've sat and watched it. Obviously, Stephen King wrote some of it as well, so it'll be an awesome film to start us off and give us those Halloween feels. And like I say, it's been a long time since I watched Creepshow, and it's a classic. So, Creepshow is my first movie of the month. The second, I'm going to watch Ring, but not just any Ring. I'm going to watch the original Japanese version of The Ring, because I have never seen the original Japanese version. I've only ever watched the Western versions of the movies, the Hollywood versions. So it'd be cool to go back and see where it all started from with the original Japanese movie. I've heard this movie's quite terrifying, so I'm looking forward to being scared, hopefully. I love the Ring movies, but like I say, I've never sat down and watched the original Ring. I've also never watched the original Grudge as well. Apparently that's meant to be really good as well. The Japanese movies always pass me by, so I'm going to go back and give Ringu a watch. I've got I bought the Arrow re-release recently on Blu-ray, so I've got that movie already in my collection. So I've just not sat down and watched it yet. Then, see, this will surprise you because I'm a big Dracula guy, but I love Bela Lugosi's Dracula. I've never actually sat and watched Christopher Lee's version of Dracula. And I know there's about 4 or 5 movies, but for this, I'm going to watch on the 3rd, I'm going to watch the original, the all-new Dracula, the first Christopher Lee Dracula. Also, Peter Cushing's in it as Van Helsing. I've seen bits of it. I've just never sat and watched it from start to finish, if that makes sense. So on the 3rd, we're going to sit down and enjoy a bit of Dracula, a bit of Hammer horror. I really need to get watching the Hammer horrors. I've seen all the Universal Monster black and white movies, but I've never watched the British versions, the Hammer horror versions. So I'm going to sit down and enjoy Dracula first. And if I enjoy that movie, which I'm sure I will, I'll probably watch the rest of the Hammer horror films in due course. On the 4th, we are going to watch Salem's Lot. Now, I was toying between, do I watch the new version, which I believe it could be watched on, I think in America it's like, I forgot the name of it. In England, it's on Now TV, as we call it, which is basically Sky. I forgot what it's on in America. I did have it in my head a minute ago, but it's gone. Salem's Lot, though, the original. I'm going to watch the original because I've never seen the original. There's a lot of horror movies that pass me by growing up. So Salem's Lot is definitely one of those ones that I've missed. I do have in the collection. I've just not watched it. There are so many movies I own that I've just never got around to watching. Salem's Lot is one of them, so I'm going to give this a watch. I'm really excited. I've seen the famous scenes, like the kid at the window scratching to get in and stuff. Like when you watch all these compilations on like Shudder and on Amazon and on YouTube, you see all these like top 10 lists, and you always see the highlights of these movies or bits of these movies. So you feel like you've seen them, but I've never sat and fully watched it. So the original Salem's Lot will be on the 4th. Keeping in that, I'm going to go with the Haunt Season on the 5th. Now, I've not seen this movie before. I've heard mixed things. This is available on Amazon to watch. It looked just like a fun slasher horror comedy kind of B movie. I just thought I'd give it a watch. I thought after a couple of days of quite serious movies, this will be just a bit of light watching by comparison. And apparently it's free to watch right now on Amazon Prime. So Haunt Season on the 5th. On the 6th, though, we're jumping back in with the dark stuff. We're going to go with The Exorcist. Now, The Exorcist, again, I love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies. Yes, I have seen The Exorcist, and before anyone starts, The Exorcist is a great movie. It's one of my favorites of all time. I watched this at a sleepover when I was far too young, and it traumatized me for years. I remember we all had to bring it was a VHS back then, oh my God. We all had to bring a VHS to the slumber party, to the sleepover. And somebody brought The Exorcist. I brought Rocky Horror. And we basically binged watch a load of movies throughout the night with all our friends. And Exorcist is up there for me as one of the greatest movies of all time. 7th, I've gone for The Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. Now, this is available on Shudder to watch. It's an old 1970s, I believe, movie. It's a slasher. It's a dude in a burlap sack. It looks very Halloween-y, very fall-esque. It's one of those old-school slashers. So this just looked fun, and I thought, yeah, I'm adding that to the list. Never seen it. Need to give it a watch. On the 9th, I've gone for one of what I consider an absolute classic, in my opinion, the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie, long before Sarah Michelle Gellar took over the role. This is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the original movie, and it's so cool. It's like one of those, I call this like an introduction to horror for like young people. This is a great starter movie if you just wanted to try and get into horror. I put this up there with like Hocus Pocus and films like that. It's a little bit more graphic than a Disney movie, obviously, but it's still a good watch. And isn't Pee Wee Herman in this? Isn't he the big bad guy in at the end? Anyway, need to give this another watch. It's been a long time since I've seen it. David Arquette's in this movie as well, isn't he? Oh my God. Then on the 9th, did we keep From Hell on the list? I thought I changed From Hell on the list, but apparently I did not. No, From Hell is on the 9th. Sorry, I do apologize. Yep, From Hell is on the 9th. We're going to watch From Hell, Johnny Depp. And is it Heather Graham in this one? Looks awesome. I have seen it once before when I was younger. I have got it on DVD. I think I've watched it about twice. But it's been a long time since I've watched it. And it's a Johnny Depp movie, so I'm going to give it a watch. It's based, obviously, on a graphic novel. I'm a big comic book guy. Wasn't it made by the same people that made like the Watchmen? So I'm going to give this a watch because I've not seen it in a very long time. There we go. And then on the 10th, we're going to jump in with All Hallows Eve. This is the movie that introduced the world to Art the Clown. I have All Hallows Eve 1 and 2 on DVD, but I believe Art the Clown is only in All Hallows Eve 1. I believe this was his introduction. There was a bunch of short movies, and one of them is based on Art the Clown. He was then brought by David Lean into his own series. So I want to give this a watch as the introduction to Art the Clown, and don't worry, because Art does appear on this list again later on. On the 11th, we are going to watch Fright Night. I love Fright Night. It's been a long time since I've seen it, so I need to give it a watch. I put this film up there with like The Lost Boys for me. These were those old 80s vampire movies, and I love them. Fright Night's an amazing movie. But like I say, it's now on Netflix for free to watch. That's the reason I wanted to watch it again, because it's back on the streaming services. Although I think I've got this on Blu-ray somewhere. But yeah, great movie, can't wait to give it a rewatch. On the 12th, we're going to watch Witch, or Vitch, whatever you want to call it. The double V's for Witch. This was Anna Taylor-Joy, is she called? The lady that played Magic in the X-Men movie, and she's been portrayed Peach in Super Mario. She's in this. And it's a movie I've never seen. It's a bit of I'm not sure. I don't know too much about it, and that's the beauty part of it. Even though it's been out a few years, I know it's about witchcraft, obviously, or something to do with that. And that's about as much as I know. It's an old school movie. It's, it looks very much like what do you call it? Like Salem era style witch kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to talk about it, so I can't wait to give it a watch. It's rare that a movie passes me by that I don't know about, and I've never seen clips of it. But I've heard a lot of good things, and it was one of the ones that you guys recommended. Now, on the 13th, I couldn't pass this up. The 13th, we need to watch 13 Ghosts. I just thought that was too poetic. So, on the 13th, we're going to watch the original 1960s 13 Ghosts. Although that movie is hard for some people to get hold of, you can get it on Arrow, DVD, and Blu-ray. So please go find it if you can. It's a great movie, the original. You got to wear 3D glasses to see the ghosts, if you will, but that makes it all the more fun. And then obviously there was the remake version of it. See, I call it a sequel, but technically it's a remake, because obviously Cyrus is the uncle in that movie in the remake, whereas in the original Cyrus inherited the house. So I like to think that Cyrus inherited it, then it didn't work out for him, so he's passing it down to his descendant. I like the fact that the house passed down. I like that idea, but apparently, according to all the sources, it's a remake. But I consider it a sequel. Anyway, if you can't find the original 1960s 13 Ghosts, by all means, give the remake a watch. I'm actually going to watch both on those days. I'm going to do a double barrel. Now, later on in October, Black Phone 2 will be hitting cinemas, so there's no better time to go back and watch Black Phone 1. Ethan Hawke's in it. It looks a great movie. I've actually never seen this movie. Again, it was a Blumhouse movie that passed me by, although I did see The Grabber at Universal Horror Nights. I've learned more about the movie. The sequel trailer looks amazing. So, yeah, I've got to go back and rewatch the original Black Phone in preparation for the new movie. So I thought I would add this to the list. A lot of people recommended it as well. There's a lot of people in my comments that love this movie. No better time to give it a watch. 15th, right, we're about halfway there. Bad Candy. This is, again, I've got this on DVD. A lot of people told me to buy this because I am a big fan of Sam and Trick or Treat, whereas this apparently is very similar. It's 6 terrifying Halloween tales, as it says on the bottom there. It's an anthology movie. So I thought this would be a great one to watch as well. Like I say, I've never seen Bad Candy. Don't know if it's good. Don't know if it's bad. I guess we'll find out together. But you can't beat a good anthology movie. There's another one as well that I've got on DVD that I didn't put on this list, but I might end up doing a double barrel on this day with it. That one with the tree. Is it called Halloween Tales? I think. Anyway, this looks like a good movie anyway. Everyone told me to watch it if I enjoyed Trick or Treat, so I'm going to give it a watch, and that's on the 15th. On the 16th, we're going to get a bit of Chucky action. We've got The Curse of Chucky. Now, I wanted to add Child's Play to this list, but you know what? We've seen it so many times, and a lot of people always say they're great movies, I know, but I've watched them kind of off and on for years. I love Bride of Chucky the best and Seed of Chucky, which I know a lot of people hate. I like the wisecracking Chucky. But this is more based like what he is in the television series. This is more modern. So we're going to do The Curse of Chucky, first of all. Because it's the sequels that came straight to DVD, and I've not seen them loads and loads and loads. Whereas the old movies we've watched to death at this point, I wanted something fresh, something a bit newer. So we're going to go for Curse of Chucky on the 16th. I'm very excited to give that one a watch. 17th, we're jumping in with a Terrifier. You guys demanded it. You guys demanded that we rewatched a bit of Art the Clown this Halloween. These movies make me cringe. I have seen the first 50 minutes of this movie. Once he started sawing people in half and doing mad stuff, I was like, nope, I'm out. I don't do well with ridiculous gore. I like horror movies. I like ghosts. I like ghouls. I like goblins. I like scary stuff, but that's not real, if that makes sense. A dude in a clown suit ripping people apart is very real, and it's weird, and it freaked me out. So anyway, Art the Clown's an awesome character, though, and I need to rewatch this movie. So on the 17th, Terrifier 1 is on the list. I might have to do a live watch along because you guys are going to laugh your ass off at my reactions to that. Again, in October, we get in the Welcome to Derry TV series, and it's based on the original Pennywise. Sorry, the remake Pennywise, not the original. So therefore, we need to go back and see where it all started with the remake. So this is the I keep saying original. It's not the original. This is the remake Pennywise, Bill Skarsgård's version, part 1. And don't worry, part 2 is on the list as well later on. But yeah, on the 18th, we're going to watch part 1. The 19th, Ginger Snaps. Now, I was going to do American Werewolf in London, but that appears on everyone's lists. I've seen it to death. Ginger Snaps, I think I watched when I was a kid, but I haven't seen it in a lot of years. I know the opening is them taking photos of each other, like in ridiculous, gory poses that aren't real. Like she's on the fence and the fence is coming through her and stuff. And they were like doing really cool, like photography and stuff. Which by modern standards, goth girls do that all the time on Instagram. But back then, that was weird. So I think this will be a fun watch. And I believe it's in its anniversary year this year. Because I know it's going round again. The horror festivals have been showing Ginger Snaps this year. So I believe it could be in an anniversary year. But I don't know off the top of my head. But again, it's a film I've not watched to death. I think this would be a great werewolf movie rather than American Werewolf in London. On the 20th, we're going to carry on with our love of Chucky. And you guys know I love the Chucky movies. So we're going to watch the sequel, the carry on. It's the Cult of Chucky. Continues on from The Curse. It's the next edition in the sort of straight to DVD movies. And again, I've not overwatched this. I think I've only ever watched this one once before I watched the television series. A lot of people said to watch the DVD ones before the television series. So I went back and watched them. But I think that's the last time I watched it was when season 1 of Chucky came out. So on the 20th, we're going to watch Cult of Chucky. 21st, Hatchet. I haven't seen this since I watched it the first time. Is it, I forgot his name. It's the guy that played Jason that's in this, isn't it? In the 80s. He appeared at Kane Hodder. He appeared at the Sheffield HorrorCon a few years ago. oh God, I'm talking some years ago now as well. Jesus. I was there as a vendor. I was selling things with my wife, and he was there. And I watched this DVD on DVD in preparation for seeing Kane at the event. And he was there representing Hatchet and Jason and stuff. And I'd never seen Hatchet, so I gave it a watch. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's a great Halloween movie. It's about a haunted swamp, if you will, not haunted, but like a haunted attraction. People pay to be scared, and he basically butchers everyone there. Like I say, I think I've only ever seen it the once on DVD, so I'm really excited to see this again. I haven't put the sequels on the list. I have kept it just at Hatchet 1, but yeah, I'm looking forward to going back and seeing that one again. On the 22nd, I have never seen this movie. It's been recommended to me. You guys recommended it on my live stream. It's Night of Demons. I've never seen this movie. I don't know anything about it. The cover looks awfully familiar. So I may have seen bits of it on the internet, but I don't think I've ever sat and watched this movie from start to finish. So, Night of Demons on the 22nd. Can't wait to give that a watch. The 24th, we're going to jump in with Chapter 2 of Pennywise, in preparation for the new television series Welcome to Derry at the end of the month. This will just be a few days away from the premiere of the television series, so we'll be all up to date, ready for Welcome to Derry. I know Welcome to Derry is a prequel, technically, but it'd be cool to be familiar with the stories again. So, 24th, we're going to watch It Chapter 2. On the 24th, we're going to go with Sleepy Hollow, Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow. This, again, I believe is coming to an anniversary. All the Funko Pops have just been released. It's been a long time since I've seen this one. It's not the best adaptation on the planet, but it is still a fun movie. It's another Johnny Depp movie for Halloween. It's been a long time since I've seen it. And isn't, what's he called? Christopher Walken. Isn't he like the Headless Horseman in it? It's a good job he don't talk, though, isn't it? Because, Jesus Christ, imagine that. I'm the Headless Horseman. I'm here to kill you. That was the worst impression I've ever done in my life. Moving on. 25th, Terrifier 2. Yes, you guys, again, you called for it. You sold me to do it. Now, I didn't put Terrifier 3 on this list. I thought I would save Terrifier 3 ready for Christmas, because that's the Christmas movie where he's dressed as Santa. So we will watch that in December. But I couldn't resist. So on the 25th, Terrifier 2, you guys are getting it. The sequel, again. He says at the bottom, who's laughing now? Probably you guys, because I am going to cringe. I've never seen this movie. I need to watch it, but terrified to watch it all at the same time. So you guys can enjoy laughing your ass off at me. 27th, Hereditary. Again, this movie passed me by. Everyone says it's one of the best horror movies of the modern century. Never seen it. Again, I know of it. Never seen it. So we're going to watch it. We're edging ever closer to Halloween, so we're going to start seeing more Halloween-themed movies popping up on this list now. So here we go. On the 28th. Yeah, you guys called for it. You guys demanded it. This is recommended to me by both of you, by all of you. All of you. You've been shouting at me for years that I've never seen John Carpenter's The Thing. I've never seen it. It was never high on my list of movies. I thought it was a sci-fi. I had no idea it were a horror movie until you guys kind of mentioned it. So, The Thing on the 27th. Sorry, but I'll be doing a double barrel. On the 27th, I will also watch The Fog. So we're going to start with The Thing and then double barrel it into The Fog, do a double feature. The Fog was recommended to me by One Good Scare podcast, James Keegan, who I do my podcast with on Pete's channel, on Triple G's channel on a Tuesday. James said I have to watch The Fog. It's ghost pirates, apparently. Something like that. I've never seen it. I know of the ghost pirate main guy because he's got a NECA figure that I've never owned because I don't know enough about the movie. So I'm sure once I've seen this movie, I'm going to want to try and track that figure down. But anyway, on the 27th, we'll be getting a double barrel of The Thing and The Fog. Two John Carpenter movies back to back. 29th, I've gone with House. Again, I know there's about 1 million sequels to this. I know this is a bit of a horror comedy, I think. All the later movies are, at least. I know my friend Ryan Speaks Geek, who I used to do my horror podcast with back in the day, and we used to do the Geek Weekend review together years ago. He recommended House to me a long time ago, and I did buy all of the Blu-rays as a box set because he recommended it and said it were a great series of movies. Never watched it. Never sat and watched it. So, here we go. The House, the first movie, House, is on the list on the 28th. Prepare to be scared. It says, horror has found a new home. Awesome. We'll give it a watch. You guys recommended this one again. I haven't seen this, but I know of it. I know enough about Taps the Ghost, or whatever they called it, and all that stuff. This was it was presented in the UK as a proper ghost hunt on, I think it was ITV or BBC, one of our British channels. And basically it was presented as a real quest to find ghosts, and they called it Ghostwatch. And then real haunted stuff starts going down. It was all staged. It was all an act. And it was apparently terrifying back in the day because people didn't know this was meant to be fake. A lot of people thought this was real. And this was long before the internet was in existence. Nobody could just Google about this. So it terrified a generation. And I've never seen it. I was way too young when this came out. I was alive when this came out, but I was way too young. So, Ghostwatch, it's on Amazon Prime. It's on a load of streaming services. It's available here in the UK to stream. I'm giving it a watch on the 29th, ready for Halloween. On the 30th, I've gone for Halloween and Halloween 2 back to back. We're going to do a double feature. I've obviously seen Halloween. I love that movie. The original Halloween is amazing. But I've never seen Halloween 2. I've seen the original Halloween, and I've seen the god awful one with Busta Rhymes in it. Which one was that? Because that was on the movie channels when I was a kid, and I watched that when I was way too young. But I've seen that one, but it was well ahead of its time. That movie, by the way, with Busta Rhymes in it, because it was more or less about YouTube before YouTube existed. And then I've seen the Rob Zombie versions. I saw those in the cinema. And then I've seen, obviously, the sequel trilogy with Jamie Lee Curtis back in it, based on her daughter and granddaughter and stuff. But I've never watched Halloween 2. I've seen Season of the Witch. I don't like it. I've not seen Return of Michael Myers, The Curse of Michael Myers, whatever you call them. I've not seen those ones. I'm saying with the Friday the 13th franchise, I've seen like the original, but I've never seen anything after that. So I need to watch these films eventually. So Halloween 2 and Halloween 1, double barrel on the 30th in preparation for Halloween night. Now, Halloween itself is going to be a fun day because I've set up a triple bill. So on the 31st, we've got the movie 31, because it was said to me, you guys said it would be a crime not to watch Rob Zombie's 31 movie on the 31st. That's actually a Rob Zombie movie I've never seen. It's got Sherry Moon Zombie in it, obviously. And she's in all his movies. And yeah, I've never seen this movie. It's currently on Shudder for free, so I'll give it a watch. I say free, part of the subscription. Anyway, moving on after 31, as the night starts to draw in, and we start preparing for trick or treat time, taking my daughter out trick or treating, having the family trick or treat party. I'm going to watch the movie Trick or Treat. I'm going to watch Sam inflict his justice of Halloween night on people. So I'm going to enjoy that. And then once we've been out trick or treating with my daughter, we've all the family's gone home. We've had our get together, our snacks and party and fun time. Then late night with the devil. I'm going to lay in bed late at night and watch this before sleep, because that's going to just traumatize me for the night, innit? But I haven't seen this movie since the cinema. I watched this movie originally on the big screen when it did its theatrical release here in the UK, before it went on Shudder. And I'm glad I saw it in the cinemas, because it was awesome. But I'm really excited to give this another watch on Halloween night, because it's set on Halloween night. And it's a late night talk show. So to watch it late at night on Halloween before bed sounds awesome. And that is my 31 movies. Well, it's technically more than 31 movies, but there are my 31 nights of horror, guys. If you want to join along, there is a link there's a list in the description that you can check out of all these movies. I think this is a great curated list, personally. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Will you be following along? Will you be watching those movies on the same nights as me? Let me know in the comments. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button on your way out, and I'll see you guys again very soon. But until then, stay super. Bye!